The Washington Senate passed a bill this morning to try and stop habitual speeders in their tracks.
And a follow-up for Fox 13, Albert James is showing us why some say mandating speed-limiting devices will correct a dangerous trend and why not everyone agrees with the plan.
Engrossed substitute House Bill 1596 as amended by the Senate on third reading and final passage.
House Bill 1596 would require certain drivers to install a device that physically limits their car to the speed limit of the area they're in. Similar to how ignition interlock devices are used for people with a history of drunk driving, a person would have a speed limiter after getting their license suspended for reckless driving or excessive speeding, or if they've been ordered to have a device by a court.
It is also a reminder to the drivers that their dangerous driving behavior and hopefully will serve as a tool for lasting behavior change. I encourage a yes vote. This is a good piece of legislation, and I'm very, very pleased to have the opportunity to vote yes on it.
Prime sponsor Mari Levitt of Pierce County argues the bill is a necessary step to curb a troubling increase in fatal accidents. State data shows fatal crashes have been on an upward trend since 2019, with a growing number of them involving speeding. As we previously reported, Levitt was particularly moved by a crash in King County last March that killed a woman and 3 children. A teen was accused of causing the crash by driving well over 100 miles an hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. He pleaded guilty earlier this month.
We have called it now the BEAM Act, and BEAM is an acronym for the first letter of the first name of the 4 who died last March in Renton. So Boyd, Eloise, Andrea, and Matilda.
The bill passed out of the Senate on a 40-8 vote. Of the 8 Republicans that voted against the legislation, Senator Perry Dozier of Southeast Washington says while he supports the intent of stopping habitual speeders, he had concerns about oversight creeping onto people with 1 or 2 isolated incidents.
There could be an instance where you have to speed, a medical emergency where something has happened. Maybe your wife's having a baby and you're exceeding the speed limit, and then you get caught like that.
The bill now goes back to the House to concur with the Senate amendments before heading to the governor.
You know, I've heard from the governor's office that they're very excited about this bill and about the ability to save lives, and so I'm feeling very confident that we'll get over the finish line this year.
In Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.